I'd like to buy a fish license, please. The man's sign must be wrong. I have in the past noticed a discrepancy between these post office signs and the activities carried out behind. But soft. Let's see how Dame Fortune smiles upon my next postal adventure. I'd like to buy a fish license, please.
I've told you once.
No, Stuart, that was last week's sketch. Would you fish license now, mate?
Alright, you want to buy a what?
A license for my pet fish, Eric.
How did you know my name was Eric?
My fish is called Eric. Eric the fish. He's an halibut.
What?
He is an halibut.
You've got a pet halibut?
Yes, just worth thousands. Didn't like the others, they were all too flat.
You must be a loony.
I am not a loony. Why must I be tied with the name loony merely because I have a pet halibut? I'll have you know that Sir Gerald de Barrow had a pet prawn called Simon. Wouldn't go calling Sir Gerald a loony. Furthermore, Don Belthorpe had a pet clam called Sir Stafford after the late Chancellor. Ted Hughes had a pike named David. It was 3 foot long and perfect. And the late, great Marcel Proust has an attic. If you're telling me the author of Our Recherche du Temps Perdu is a loony, I shall have to ask you to step outside.
Alright. So you want a license?
Yes.
For a fish?
Yes.
You are a loony.
Look, it's a big pet, isn't it? I've got a license for my pet dog, Eric. I've got a license for my pet cat, Eric.
You don't need a license for a cat.
Yes, you do, and I bleeding well got one. You ain't gonna catch me out there.
There's no such thing as a bleeding cat license.
Is.
Isn't.
Is.
Isn't.
Is.
Isn't. Isn't.
Is.
Isn't.
Is.
Isn't.
Look, I bleeding got one, right? Honestly. What's that?
This is a dog license with the word dog crossed out and cat written instead in crayon.
I didn't have the right form.
What man?
And it's a cat detector man.
Loony detector, more like.
Look, it's people like you that cause unrest.
What cat detector van?
A cat detector van from the Ministry of Housing.
Housing.
Yes, it was spelled that way in the van. Well, I'm very observant. I've never seen so many bleeding aerials. They said their equipment was so accurate it could pinpoint a purr at 400 yards, and well, Eric being such a happy cat wasn't hard to find at all.
How much did you pay for this license?
£60 an 8 for the fruit bat.
Fruit bat.
Yes, Eric the fruit bat.
Are all your pets named Eric?
But there's nothing strange about that. I'll have you know, Kemal Ataturk had an entire menagerie called Abnar.
Oh, he didn't.
Did. Right. Wikipedia.
The hell? Oh, alright. I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
Spoken like a gentleman. Now, you gonna give me this fish license?
I can assure you there is no such thing as a fish license. You do not need one.
Well, in that case, give me a bee license.
A bee license?
Yes.
For your pet bee?
Yes.
Eric, were you by any chance?
No. Eric the half a bee. He had an accident.
You're off your chump, mate.
Look, if you intend by their utilization of an obscure colloquialism that my sanity is not up to scratch, or indeed to deny the semi-existence of my chum, Eric the half a bee, I shall have to ask you to listen to this.
Hi.
Wasn't he in here earlier?
Who knows anymore?
Half a bee, philosophically, must ipso facto half not be. But half a bee has got to be vis-a-vis its entity, do you see? Can a bee be said to be or not to be an entire bee? If half the bee is not a bee, due to some ancient injury. Singing. 1, 2, 3, Eric half a bee. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Eric the half a bee. Is this pleasant afternoon.